60 years, and almost no one outside a handful of boardrooms has ever ridden in one. Not because it was hidden, because it was never introduced. There was no launch event, no test drive program, no billboard on a highway anywhere in the world. For 6 decades, it simply appeared outside ministries, outside temples, outside the doors of companies that decide what an entire economy will do next year. It was never bought in the way a car is bought. It was assigned, and the people who rode in it never once described what it was like inside. That silence is the point. That silence is the product. This is the century. And in 2027, Toyota took that silence and gave it 4 doors, a longer wheelbase, and a name that finally has to answer to the American market. No one in Munich, no one in Dearborn, no one in Coventry saw this coming. The question the rest of the segment now has to sit with isn't whether this car belongs on the same lot as theirs. It's whether they understand, even now, what just parked next to them. Walk around it once before you decide anything. The front of the new century does not lean forward the way its competitors do, hunting for attention with sharp intakes and aggressive lighting signatures. It stands upright. Vertical, the grille is built from narrow chrome bars stacked with the spacing of something drawn by an architect, not a stylist. And it does not try to look fast, it tries to look correct. There is a difference, and almost every other SUV in this price bracket has forgotten it exists. The hood carries a single unbroken line back to the windshield, the kind of surface that photographs badly because nothing on it is fighting for your eye. That is by design. This is not a car built to be noticed from across a parking lot. It is built to be recognized by the people who already know what it is, and to say nothing at all to the people who don't. Open the door, and the first thing you register isn't the leather. It's the weight of the door itself and the way it closes with a single low sound that ends the outside world instantly. No rattle, no echo, no sense that you've entered a cabin, more like you've entered a room that happens to be moving. The seats are finished in a quilted hide so evenly worked that it stops registering as leather and starts registering as furniture. Walnut trim, hand-matched grain, wraps the doors and the center console in the kind of wood you'd expect in a private study, not a vehicle. There is no crystal. There is no illuminated ceiling pretending to be a night sky. Every other luxury SUV on the market right now is trying to overwhelm you with what it contains. This one is trying to do the opposite, to remove enough of the world that you can finally think clearly again, for the length of a drive. The rear seats are where the car actually reveals its intentions. Independent recline, deployable footrests, a fold-out table finished in the same walnut as the doors, and glass tinted deep enough that what you see out of it feels edited rather than simply past. This is a back seat built for someone doing real work at 60 miles an hour, not someone posing for the school pickup line. Up front, the driving position sits high without ever feeling staged, and the instrument layout gives you exactly what you need: speed, range, position, with nothing decorative competing for your attention. Underneath all of it sits a hybrid powertrain, tuned for one quality above all others: consistency. It doesn't lunge. It doesn't announce a launch mode with a chime. It simply delivers the same amount of composed, unbothered power on a Tuesday commute as it will on a mountain pass in a snowstorm, because that is what 70 years of building the same philosophy of vehicle actually earns you. Priced against the Escalade and sitting just under the Range Rover, the number on the sticker isn't really what you're buying. What you're buying is a documented, decades-long record that this exact car, this shape, this cabin, this drivetrain philosophy has already proven itself in the hands of people who could not afford for it to fail them. That kind of proof cannot be marketed into existence. It can only be inherited. Look at it one more time from across the street. The Escalade tells you exactly what it is the second you see it. The Century asks you a different question, not what is that, but who is riding in it. That question is the whole point, and it's one no competitor at this price has figured out how to ask. Toyota didn't shrink the Century to fit the American market. They built the market a car big enough to carry what the Century already was. It doesn't need you to validate it. It's been proven for 70 years already. The only thing left to decide is whether you're ready to be part of that record.